So it looks like we are talking and the screen is working. Okay, I'm good with that. So, haven't done this in a while. So let me find what I want to show you guys. Go back. Yeah, give me just a second to get going here. No, we want to, not now. I'm just getting her ready. Move this over here so that way anyone pops in, I'll be able to see what you're saying. Devin, what's going on, guy? Hey, this is Chris, Tabletop Sports Delaware, and I thought I would show you around something I do every once in a while. Strat-O-Matic has their 365 baseball. Before Strat-O-Matic took it, Strat-O-Matic had this, but it was hosted by the Sporting News like 8-9 years ago. Kind of when I started doing this. And what it is, you go on, you pick a card set, and you go ahead and draft a team and show things around. So I'm going to show you around and let you see how it works and everything. Devin, I am doing good. How are you doing, brother? We haven't talked in a while. We need to get up. We need to do that. We need to get the band back together, man. Oh, I just want to make sure what folks are seeing. Yeah, and that's up there. Cool. All right, it's working kind of the way I wanted it to. So, when you go onto Strat-O-Matic.com, yeah, it is good to sit and chat. When you go to Strat-O-Matic.com, you're going to see 365. I mean, baseball, you got the different kinds of board games and stuff, and football, and hockey, and basketball. But what is 365 other than how many days in a year? Yeah, click on that, and it brings you to the portal where you get to create football teams, baseball teams, and I'll show you drafting later because I've got another team getting ready to start probably in the next week or so, so we'll work on all that stuff. But this is all the stuff you can do. This is the front office, and it gives you your team name. That's right, the Jackass Flats Moo Cows. That's us. But so far we're doing pretty good. We've got a 12-6 start. I've got a dead ball era players for the most part, and I'm playing small ball. I'm in Forbes Field. A lot of bunting, stealing, hit and run, a lot of walks, so on base percentage is a plus, and great defense and awesome pitching staff. And so far, we had a rough start, 2-6, but we won our last 10 games, and I'm waiting for the league to update so that way I can see if maybe we won 3 more. Nope, not yet. It's taken forever. Anyway, it gives you the last 3 games you played over here on the left. It gives you the next games coming up, the park that you're going to play at, also your opponent, their win-loss record, their starting pitchers that they have set. Over here you've got your division standings, and you can check out full league standings, primary lineups. It'll give you versus left-handed starting pitchers versus righties, and you can also set up lineups depending on a balance range, how much a pitcher favors lefties or righties. Mike, how's it going? Glad you could make it. Great game, man. I really enjoyed the play-by-play, man. It was fantastic earlier. I really enjoyed listening to that. But let us see. What all can you do? Well, you click on here, your team. You've got your roster. You can look at your schedule. You can set your lineups, set your default rotation, per game starters if you want to get that in depth with it. Hitter preferences, pitcher preferences, team strategy, and team preferences. So let's go to roster. And as you can see, like I said, I've got dead ball guys. Let me see if I can't make that a little bigger for everybody. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I got dead ball guys. My starting, it's a $80 million salary cap kind of league, so you can get some good players, but you can't really fill it out. Hey, how's it going, John? Glad you can make it, man. Thought I would show off the team I've got on Strat-O-Matic 365. And in about a week or so, I'll have another league going up, so I will be able to show you how to form the team, how to draft a team, how to choose your ballpark and stuff like that. But I figured I'd set this up for tonight. But yeah, I've got Christy Mathewson, Cy Young, Mordecai Three Fingers Brown, and as you can see, team ERA is 3.30, and walks and hits per innings pitched is 1.22. That's really how I do this. Dave, how's it going? Glad you can make it, man. So yes, and also another thing that I do to set up my pitching staff. I love doing it this way. Dave, how's it going, man? Glad you can make it to the chat. Dave Little and Dave Gardner, the birthday twins. I've got my 4 starters in Christy Mathewson, Cy Young, Three Finger Brown, Carl Radburn. I've got another starter, so that way I've got somebody like Steamboat Williams, so I've got a mop-up guy. I get a really good closer, such as Brandon here. But what do I do with the other 4 pitchers? Well, this is what I do with the other 4 pitchers. You'll see that Frank Wickware is right-handed, and over here he favors righties big time. You will see that Jack Dawson is right-handed, and he favors lefties. So that way, if I've got a left-handed batter at the plate, he favors lefties, I'm throwing Dawson in there to face him. I've got situational bullpen to get me from the starters all the way up to the closer. Yeah, this is kind of like a little small ball tutorial, the way I do it anyway. And I've got 2 left-handed relievers. One is better against lefties, one is better against righties. Batters, I really go for, let's show real life stats, so that way you can see what I'm going for with this. I really go for on-base percentage. I don't care if they get singles, I don't care what their batting average is, I want them to get on base. So if they've got a lot of walks, as you can see, these guys have a lot of walks, they're getting on base, so they're going to be on base to steal ratings, steal bases, base running ratings, run really well when a base hit occurs. I've got guys that can bunt really well, guys that can hit and run pretty decent, so I'm getting them around the bases. Also, as you can see, I've got good defense, 1s and 2s everywhere except for Eddie Murphy out in right field, but yeah, it's going to happen. Outfielders and catchers are all E11 and higher. Actually, my catchers, and I love doing this, Jim Archer is my guy when I'm doing all-time greats, older players, dead ball. Jim Archer is my guy. He's a defense 1, a -4 arm, and he's only an E2. So they don't steal a lot of bases on me. But as you can see here, I've got Cap Anson. I've got a few. I've got Blackjack Berry down there, Briss Lord, Tris Speaker, and of course I've got Rube Oldring. Why would I have a baseball team without Rube Oldring? But yeah, that's kind of how I set up who I draft and why I do and why I put them there. Next, you've got your schedule, so you can click and you can see games that you've played so far, your wins and your losses, and as you can see, I'm on a 10-game win streak, and I really, really hope I win 3 more. I'd just love to keep it going. And you can see who's coming up. Your projected starters are going to be listed here. Home and away games, who you're playing. And yes, Jackass Flats Moo Cows. Go team. We've got set your lineups. So you can set your lineups versus default versus left-handed pitchers and default versus right-handed pitchers. Now I jiggle it a little bit, but it's pretty much the same because most of my guys are even or maybe 1 off even versus lefties or righties, not all the way out like an 8L or a 9R or anything. So they're all pretty effective against both. So the lineups pretty much remain the same. You can change, you can get a left-handed pitcher if he's better against one side of the plate or the other as far as where your batters are, and you can determine the range of that balance that you want this lineup to show on. So depending on the starter you're going to be facing will depend on which lineup you've set up that is going to be in there. You can also, and I'll show you, let me show you how to do that real quick. Edit this lineup. Boom. You have your guys right here, and if you want someone other than Davy Jones starting in left field, all you do is select them. Briss Lord. And then you get to fill in your backups for each position. So Davy Jones, he's going to be starting against lefties because he's only a 1R. Briss Lord is a 3R. So he favors righties more, so he's in the righty lineup. There's less lefties in the league, so Briss Lord is getting more play time. You can go up here, you can set your default rotation, and since my starters have stars, as you can see, Christy Mathewson is an S8 with a star. He only needs 3 days rest, or 4 days rest. 3. Yeah, 3. Cy Young is an S9 with an asterisk. Mordecai Brown is an S8 with an asterisk, and Charlie Radburn is an S9 with an asterisk. And if I wanted to add a 5th pitcher into the rotation, I could go down and pick Frank Wickware or Steamboat Williams. But I'm just going with a 4-man rotation because I don't need a 5th pitcher. Per game starters, if you wanted to get into it, you could really, like say I wanted to inject somebody so that way I would get Christy Mathewson on a different date, or I wanted to change the order of my starting pitchers, I could do that. We have more for your team. Hitter preferences, which I really like. Setting up your next project. Dave, tell us about it, man. Let's hear what it is, dude. Really want to hear what it is. I love Dave's projects. They're awesome. Let's say Mule Shirley. He has a steal of E, so I've got him set up don't steal. He has bunt of B, a B rating, so I've got him set up for sack bunt more. Let's say Blackjack Berry has stealing A, as you can see there. I've got him set up to steal more. He's got hit and run B. B hit and runners, as long as they're not an average hitter. I mean, as long as they're not batting average 270 or better. If I've got someone 230 or so and they're a B hit and runner, I'm going to have them hit and run more. But the regular guys, no, because then they'll start doing the hit and run and take away their batting proficiency and enter more possibilities for a double play on a line drive, stuff like that. But you can set up all of your batters right here. Don't pinch hit for versus. Avoid pinch hitting in blowouts. Remove for defensive sub. Pinch run for. You can set up pitcher preferences, which is really where, if you build a team like I did, this is where you put it in. Dave Gardner, his new project, 8 years of Stanley Cup finalists go head to head for 67-68 to 74-75, 16 teams total. That'll be cool. That'll be awesome. Quick play project, kill the power play. When's that going to be hitting your channel there, Dave? Let us know, man. Really would like to check it out. And check out all these channels, all the guys that are in here right now. You've got Dave Little, Dave Gardner. You got Devin, the original Grognard. Sean D, how's it going, man? Welcome to the chat, dude. Glad you can make it. Just showing everybody around Baseball 365 on Strat-O-Matic. And my team, the Jackass Flats Moo Cows. Yeah, I take this seriously. Says he might play it tomorrow, recording digital to dice tomorrow. His podcast with Uncle Ron, Retro Sports Network. Fantastic, Dave. So look for his quick play hockey project tomorrow, over the weekend anyway. But look for that. Dave space Gardner, Dave Gardner, for those of you who are not in the chat now and you're watching this a little bit later. But yeah, as far as setting up your pitchers, I've got slow hooks on all of my starters because I want them to stay in as long as possible. My guys who are strong versus lefties, I have them set up to avoid right-handed batters, so they're coming in situationally. They're going to come in against a right-handed or left-handed batter depending on who I've got them set up for. I've got avoid using before the 7th for those guys. Avoid using before the 8th for the closer. Max inning relief 1 to 2. So these guys are going to face 1 or 2 starters, and they're going to get me from 1 or 2 batters each, maybe, and get me from my starter to my closer. And you can set up individual bullpen roles like right hand specialist, left hand specialist, closer, mop up. What else can you do with team? There's not much left. You've got team preferences where you can change when you get an email. You can change front office stuff. You can hide your scores so that way you can actually watch the game play out play by play the following morning if you don't want to be like me and your ADD and you just want to see how your team did. Last thing is team strategy, and here you can set up tendencies for your team. I've got base running, very aggressive. Get them around the paths. They're good base runners. I've got base stealing normal, so that way it'll rely on the hitter preferences that I set. Same for bunting, same for hit and run. They're set to normal. Intentional walk is normal. I didn't go conservative on it because you can go very aggressive, normal, conservative, or extra conservative. I just wanted to leave it there. If I get to the point where I think I'm doing too much intentional walking, then I'll bump it down. But so far it's pretty good. I've only had 3 intentional walks as a team in 18 games. So I'm good with it the way it is. Infield in. The earliest you want the infield to come in. I got them coming in the first inning because I don't want to give up any runs. You can have offensive subs, pinch hitter versus lefty, pinch hitter versus righty, pinch runner. And if you want to set up defensive replacements, so that way the computer will do this before doing what it thinks would be best. And that's all the team settings you can do. Let's move on to league, where you have scores, schedule, standings, free agents, head-to-head, which is head-to-head win-loss, transactions, so you can see all the transactions that have happened, stats, which include player batting and pitching, league leaders, team stats, team fielding stats, manager profiles, and awards voting. Then you can view injuries, current injuries, and also injuries that have happened to date. And you can look at all of the rosters for the teams to see who's on your opponent's team. So let's look at scores. Auto League, and you can see the scores. As you can see, part of my 10-game win streak, I beat the toppers who were top in the East Division, but now I am. 3-1, 5-4, and 6-0. That shutout by Cy Young. And man, 6 runs on 6 hits. Hey, Espo, what's going on, brother? Glad you could make it. How's it going, dude? Hope you have a good evening. Hope all is well with you, man. It's good to see you. That is Chris, guys. Say hi to him. But yeah, as you can see here with and that's right, Chris, just in case you want to see it, the name of this team is the Jackass Flats Moo Cows. That's right. That's my baseball team. I've used that name every single one of these I've done. But yeah, getting back to this in game 18, the Moo Cows, 6 runs on 6 hits, all in the 8th inning. I mean, it's small ball. You're maybe not going to get on base, but once you get on base, if it works, I've had some explosive games. So yeah. Check out the scores. You can select the dates so you can do the scores. You can also select the week the further along you get if you want to go back. You can check out the schedule so that way you can see what games are coming up. That was week 1. Still is week 1. Waiting for the league to update tonight so I can find out if I won some more games. It's taken forever. You can check standings in the league. Did I win? Did it update? Nah, still 12-6. But it'll give you the teams, it'll give you the owners, it'll give you win-loss, games behind, last 10, streak, home and road, versus left, versus right, runs scored, runs against, differential. Just basic stuff on this one. You can also hit the expanded standings. And it'll give you versus division, outside division, extra innings, 1-run games. I'm 3-2 in those. So that's cool. 1-run games. Close games, I'm getting them. You can view all free agents. And I'll cover free agents more in a week or so when my second league starts up. So that way you can see how the free agents work while I'm doing the draft. But you can view all of the free agents that are available in the sets. And again, this is all-time greats 8 pre-war, so 41 and back. But all my guys are dead ball except for 4 or 5. Everybody is 17 and older as far as the card. But I'll go over this in another video because that'll take for stinking ever. Head-to-head win-loss. Transactions, if you click on that, you'll be able to see transactions that have happened. It'll give you the date. The Butchers added Dutch Leonard and dropped Satchel Paige, and they added Dizzy Trout and dropped Dave Boo Ferris. And you can view any transactions that are there. It'll also give the value of the players who were dropped or added. It's a 80 million salary cap league, so you get a couple of stars, but it really balances the teams out. I like it. It's a good value to go with. This is $19.99 to set up a season. I don't do it often. Once, really, it's been about 2 or 3 years since I've done it. And since it's been so long since I did it, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do one. And then a window pops up on the screen. Welcome back. It's been so long, we're giving you a free credit. So I got 2 for the price of 1. Can't beat that. Let's look at stats, since that's the important part. You can look at player batting, and it's all sortable. You can see who has the most at bats. And my guys are down here with 75 and 74. You can see who has the most triples. And I've got George McBride and Bid McPhee each have 2. You can see who has the most stolen bases. Of course, you can check the leaders out. It's easier for that if you're not worried about where your guys are, just to see who's on top. You can do the same with player pitching. Pitching stats sorted. You can either do all pitchers if you want to look at relief stuff, or you can do just qualifiers for starters. You can do league leaders, which is where you get this. And you can scroll down. You've got your batting stats on top, and then you get down to your pitching stats, and you can see MOO, Cy Young with 4 wins. He's tied with Irv Young. Ken Castro, how's it going, brother? Welcome to the chat, showing off Strat-O-Matic 365 and my team, the Jackass Flats Moo Cows. Yeah, that's right. ERA, the Moo Cows, Cy Young is 189, Mathewson is 229. So, yeah, I got some good pitching. I'm pleased with how it's going so far. 12 and 6. Rocky start, but I've won the last 10, so the guys are settling down for the long haul. Team stats, you can sort this as well, but it gives totals. The big one for me, Jackass Flats Moo Cows have got on base of 358, so that's going to include walks. As you can see, I'm 5th in the league with 74 walks, and something that I didn't really intend, batting average. Because usually batting average is low because I play in fields that don't give a lot of hits. I've got 278. A little bit below the league average. But this is where it comes in for me pitching. I've got 330, so I've got second best ERA in the league. Walks and hits per inning pitched, 122, so I'm best in the league. I'm keeping them down. You got strikeouts. We are 5th in the league with 81. I mean, this is the stuff that you can check out when you are looking at the team stats. You've got team fielding, so that way you can see who is doing how well. Different stats there. Manager profiles. So you can see stolen bases by team, sacrifices and attempts by team. I've got 17 sacrifices and 20 attempts. Squeezes, I've got 4 squeezes and 4 attempts. Hit and run, I've advanced 6 times on 11 attempts. It gives you your intentional walks over here. And awards voting, so that way you've got your all-stars, you've got your MVP votes up here, your Cy Young votes up here. Oh, wow, Cy Young is leading in Cy Young votes. Go figure that. Gives you Gold Glove by stats. Gives you Silver Slugger and also Rolaids Fireman Relief Award down here. So that's all the stats that it will show you there. Injuries, of course, if you want to view the injuries that have happened, it'll display that for you. You can do full season by team. These are just current ones right here. And it still hasn't updated the league because Hannes Wagner is still injured for that team that I'm facing tonight. And you can look at the roster charts for each team in the league, so that way you can view if they've got a lot of lefty pitchers. If you're looking forward into your starts, you can project who they're going to have pitching against you, so you can decide who you might want to face them with. You can see if a lineup has a few lefties in it or if it's predominantly right-handed batters, so you can view all of your opponent's rosters here. You can also do it by just clicking on the team, the Spaced Invaders, and you can look at their team right here and see how they're doing on an individual basis, stats and everything. So, I mean, everything is open, nothing is hidden like that. You have your inbox, so that way if there are any messages to you or to everybody in the league, you can view them, you can respond to them. Community, there is a discussion forum, there's manager records, a league directory, mock live drafts, record books. And back when it was the Sporting News, I was in the record books because I had a team like this, and Greg Maddux, 95, just tore everybody up, like a 1.25 ERA, so many complete games, and Jackass Flats Mook houses all over it, and Willie Wilson stealing bases. Yeah, but that was a long time ago. Strat-O-Matic took it over, so the Sporting News, the old Sporting News records, they went away. But I know I was in there. Your account, all your teams, your records and trophies, buy more team credits, start a new team. Again, that's $19.99 a team. Info and help. But this is pretty much it. I mean, just wanted to show you guys around it, and since we're in here, talk a little bit. So what's happening? Devin is here. Let's get over on the other screen. Sports Time Machine Mike. John is here. Dave Little, Dave Gardner, Sean D, Chris Espo, Ken Castro. So what's happening? Yeah, we're going to do some more live streams. I need to get back into the live streams. I've just gotten back into the channel, but I want to do some more live streams because I kind of miss this. I really do. It's been a while. So I hope everybody is doing well with the isolation and stay in place kind of things that are going on. I don't know if it'll be over soon, but hang in there, guys, because we're all in this together. I hope all you guys are doing well. And we're going to keep on putting baseball up for you guys to get your fix. I'm going to keep going with the 2020 Mets before play. You heard the way I said that. That's why I named it that, because, yeah, I know. But it's really cool. It is. History Maker Baseball. I never pulled the trigger on that until I saw that a prominent member of the Play.com community had made a 2020 projected set, and I was like, I'd really like to get that. So I went ahead and got the game coming. I also got the 1971 season with it as well, so Pirates and Orioles World Series. Go to bed, Sean, LOL. Oh, man. So, yeah, History Maker Baseball. I'm enjoying that. I started a Strat-O-Matic 1980s Diamond Gems A and B tournament, so I'm going to get back to that. And once that is concluded, I'm going to do a 1970s set. And then mess around with some of the other cards I got. I picked up last week 67, 63, 62, 57, and of course the aforementioned 1970s Diamond Gems A and B. So I've got some cards that came in, and yeah, baseball. I just love the game of baseball. I really do. So that's really all I got for you tonight, guys. I didn't have to work tomorrow, but I did want to show this off and make sure I had the streaming kind of down pat. So what's up with you guys? I know Ken, you're kind of restricted up there. I hope all is well with you. I really do. Dave, how are things going in your neck of the woods, man? John, we've had a chance to talk a little bit. Seems like you're getting along okay. Chris, how about you, man? What's going on? What is going on? I hope all is well with you and yours. I really do, man. I miss you, brother. It's good to see you in the chat tonight, even just for a quick stop. And Dave Gardner says, Shootout Hockey Game just released 2019 and 2020 season today. So Shootout Hockey. which he's going to be playing tomorrow on his channel. We just released 2019-2020 season today. It's good to hear, Dave. It really is. It's good to hear. Fantastic. Especially in these times. If we've got our health and we've got our family, we're about 3 steps ahead of everybody else. And Ken Castro says just had a walk-off for the 69 Pirates over the 69 Phillies. Okay, who did it? Tell me. Who did it? Who was it? Who was it? Oh, man. Yep. Oh, we were talking about 47 days. I know it has moved on through it. Come on, Dave. He's old. Not that old. Now, D. Scott Howard, on the other hand. No. Ken, didn't you go to high school with Christy Mathewson? Yeah. Thought you were too, Ken. But yeah, 47 days. We're my boss friend also, Randy. We were talking earlier today in the store. Just we went back to about March 12th or 13th or 14th. Jose Pagan with a 2-out pinch hit double. That's awesome. That is. Buccos over the Phillies, man. We were just talking, going through the old memos, the intercompany memos about steps that we were starting to take to get ready for this and to close the lobbies and separate and lock down and keep everything clean and best practices and safe habits and stuff like that. And yeah, it's been 6 or 7 weeks here in Delaware. It really has. But at the auto parts store where I am, in the very beginning, Trump deemed as part of the essential businesses not only automotive services but automotive parts. So we were able to continue to work. Our lobby has been closed, but we're doing curbside service if people call into the store. We're still making deliveries. Most of the shops are still open, and we're being careful. We're doing gloves, we're doing masks, we're doing hand sanitizer spray when we get back in the van. We're washing our hands when we get back in the store, kind of thing. So we're being careful with that, but everybody's in the store. Everybody's collecting a paycheck. We haven't had to send anybody home, so we've been very fortunate with that. Very fortunate with that. And we're being careful. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about getting sick. I'm not worried about getting COVID-19 at all. I mean, you think about it, all of our days were counted before a single one came to pass. So this is just part of the road, and we have no choice but to go down it. So, but now things are good. Things are really good, and it sounds like everybody is getting through it. It's different. It's a new normal, but yeah. It really is good. It really is good to see you guys in the chat. I've been seeing you a lot more in everybody else's chats, but I'm glad you guys were able to pop in tonight. I'm going to go ahead and call this. It's 12:25 here on the East Coast, and I just want to go to bed. So, guys, thank you very much, and on behalf of the Jackass Flats Moo Cows, I really want to say thank you very much for coming in this evening. Kenny Castro, AAA, came by today to fix a flat on my wife's car. First human I've talked to in 47 days besides my wife. Ah, goodness. Man, that I cannot imagine. Thank you everyone who came in the chat. Dave Little, Dave Gardner. He's doing his hockey shootout project tomorrow, so definitely check him out. Look for his channel. He's going to have stuff on. Go to his channel and subscribe. Dave Little. He's got a channel, subscribe to him as well. Does a lot of great stuff, wrestling, basketball. Fantastic guy to listen, call a game. Really fantastic channel. Dave Gardner. Sean D is here, brother. Glad you could make it. Espo, Strat, Chris. Man, good to see you. John is in here. D-Day John 4444. Good to see you too, man. And, of course, Sports Time Machine Mike. He just did a good game between the Royals and the Blue Jays earlier. Check out his channel. Subscribe to him and the original Grognard. A lot of wargaming, tabletop gaming, a little bit of stuff here and there. But Devin, longtime friend of the channel, as is everybody that's here. As is everybody that's here. We've got a great community. We're just going to keep on doing it. Yep. Struggling over here, but what can you do? You did see toilet paper in a store, though, so I mean, hey, you know, things are looking up. Dave, take care, brother. Really, dude. We're all in this together, guys. We're all in this together. We are. And we're going to make it through it together. We are. Ken Castro, we got our games and the time. Yes, we do. And every time we put those games on these tables, our tables become our field of dreams. So, yeah. That's all I got for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bid thee good morning, I suppose. This is Chris, Tabletop Sports Gaming, Sports Delaware. Thank you very much for coming out, guys. I really do appreciate you spending a little bit of the wee hours with me. Take care and keep on rolling.